Okay, the topic which we are going to study today, it's about the respiratory system. Who can define respiratory system?
Is the system going to be breathing?
Yes.
Is the system that used to breathing?
To make oxygen, right?
Oxygen inside our body and oxygen.
Anyone else?
Take out the carbon dioxide.
Yes. Respiratory system is the system of living organism, to be specific for, we are studying in human, right?
Yes.
But in any living thing, to be specific in animals, there is a proper system with the help of which we can take in some gases and we can give out some gases. Some gases we take in and some gases we give out. So in the case of human or animals, the required gas which we will take in, that will be oxygen, right? The gas which will give out, that will be carbon dioxide. The gases which we are going to take in are called inhalation. The process in which we are taking gases like oxygen or some other important gases which are required for our internal body, we are taking from the atmosphere, from the environment. This process, taking of the gases, is called inhalation, right? While the gases which our body do not need or our body produce, so those gases which our body produce are called what? The process by which the body remove it from the body is called exhalation. Inhalation, taking inside to the body. Exhalation, taking out from the body, right? So the system which is responsible for inhalation and exhalation of gases is called respiratory system, right?
So, what about we have inhaled pure oxygen without any other gases? What will happen?
Who can answer that? Anyone? This question is, what will happen if we inhale pure oxygen?
That's not what I understand. We do it in hospitals.
One person, one student. Huh? Okay. Now, in the case of pure oxygen, it will not affect us. Pure oxygen, it will not going to affect us. Right? This is okay. Because we need it. Right? The question which you are asking is not about oxygen. Right? You get it, but we have oxygen O2. Chemical formula of oxygen is O2. If you take it in O3 form, it is dangerous. O3 is O form, right? That is dangerous. If you take O2 form, it's okay. Right? It's not a big deal. In other cases, we have
But without any other gas, like that's our internal body parts need.
so it is not okay. Doesn't matter, right? Because it is a requirement. It is a requirement. The requirement it is pure or if it is with other gases. If it is pure, so our body will not use energy to make it cover. If it is impure, like for example, you take it along with other gases, right? Else we are mostly taking it. So when it's going to lungs, so in the lungs what will happen? In the lungs there are filters which will filter oxygen, which will filter the gases. It will capture only oxygen and will reveal back the other. So only oxygen will be taken. But if you look in the cases, just went back to 6-7 months, right? There was corona. It's one time it was, right? So what you were doing? You were taking oxygen in a pure form. You doing through ventilator or through oxygenator, we have to take pure oxygen. Why you are going to take? Because lungs were lost the ability to penetrate, to filter. So that's why you were taking pure oxygen. We need pure. But if you take from the atmosphere, from the environment, impure, so then lungs will be responsible to filter it. Right? Lungs will take only oxygen. Rest will be removed out of the body. If some trace gases are also important for the body. So beside oxygen, body will also take the other important gases.
Oxygen, body inhales oxygen and gives out carbon dioxide.
Yes. Inhalation is the process by which body get oxygen. And inhalation by which the body get oxygen. And exhalation is the process by which the body came out.
Yeah, my question is, if I close space or a small space, and I breathe, the carbon dioxide fills the room, oxygen becomes short.
Yes,
So I will draw carbon dioxide, right?
okay. Like for example, sometime if you are sleeping in a closed place, right? So if you take this example of this room has good enough oxygen, right? If you close it even so you can survive for 4 5 hours or more, because this is too much large space. But if it is this space and there is no entry and exit, like if you look to the door, it's open, right? So oxygen can have flow. But if it's completely closed, so you can breathe till that time where the oxygen is present. But once the oxygen is finished, the concentration of carbon dioxide increases. So then you cannot breathe, right? Then you cannot breathe, and the sign will be that your body will get blue, right? As you are going to breathe, so you will again breathe the carbon dioxide. So when the amount of carbon dioxide increases in the body, in the blood, so the color of the blood, the color of the body will turn blue, right? So it happens. Sometimes this example happen, like if you notch finger or hands or any part of the body tightly, right? So this part will become blue after some time, right? So it when like there is fracture in the leg or on the hands or any part, so doctors are recommending that do not knot it tightly because you will stop the flow of the blood. So flow of the blood is what? It is the flow of oxygen, right? To all parts. So when you stop the flow of oxygen, so the part which is above it will not receive oxygen, and the cell will consistently produce carbon dioxide. So if the cell is producing carbon dioxide, mean the concentration of carbon dioxide is more as compared to concentration of oxygen. So if the concentration of carbon dioxide is more, so mean the body, the blood will get blue and it will give blue shape or blue color to the body or to the muscle. Okay, now who can tell me the part of the major parts or the major organs of the respiratory system? If you can, so you can sit.
Arteries, lungs, that's all.
Who can? From the start. One person, just one. Sultan. Look, starting from the nose.
But we didn't start, we didn't say it from the.
If you are going to breathe, so first the air will enter to nose, then you don't have book? Esophagus is in the digestive. Nose, pharynx. Nose is followed by the pharynx. Pharynx is followed by the larynx. Right? Larynx by this, which is trachea. Trachea, this pipe is divided into. Put your finger on this point. Right? The hard part that is called what? That is called trachea. Right? Now this is divided down into two, right? Tracheal. And it is further divided, right? It is further divided and subdivided, and it enters into the lungs, right? So starting from nose, then pharynx, then larynx, then trachea, and then tracheals, and then lungs. So these are the 4 or 5 parts for the respiratory system. That system is responsible for the exchange of gases with the body. How many lungs we have? Okay. 2, right? Left lung and right lungs. First part to which the sit down. First part to which the air or the mixed gases enter, right? That is nose, right? Or we call nostril. This part, right? Is called nostril. Then it will be given to this part, which is called what? Which is called the pharynx part. Which is called the pharynx part. And then after the pharynx, it will come to the next part, which is this part, which is called what? Which is called larynx, right? And then to the trachea or tracheals, or we can say bronchioles. The trachea, tracheals, or we can say the bronchioles. So these are what? I told you. Huh? The result between pharynx and larynx. Here are the two parts. Pharynx is the part followed by nose. Nostril. Nostril start from here, right? So when the nostril finish, so the broad part which comes in this part, that is called pharynx, right? Down the pharynx, between pharynx and between the trachea, the part is called larynx. After that, followed by the larynx, it is what? It is trachea.
See, it's not for this right.
That is for digestive system.
Yeah, but
This is for digestive system. It's combined. It is body system. Just get it. And then it will go to the lungs. Okay. Now, all students, listen to me. Don't talk. Okay, we skipped this, right? Okay. Now, structure of the respiratory system. We have to take the structure of the respiratory system and the function of the respiratory system, right? Meaning, we have to study the anatomy and physiology of the respiratory system. What are the organs? What are the structure? And what are the function of each organ? Like nose, like pharynx, lungs, trachea, tracheals, right? And lungs, and inside the lungs. All these parts we have to study, and beside this we also have to check its functions. What is the function of the respiratory system? Main function, one function.
Oxygenate and deoxygenate.
Exchange of gases, right? That is the main function of respiratory system. The human respiratory system pick up oxygen from the air. We inhale and release carbon dioxide into the air. We exhale. I told you that there we have two processes. How many processes? Two processes. One is inhalation and other is exhalation. Inhalation, the taking in of oxygen toward the body. It's called inhalation, right? The giving out, expelling out of carbon dioxide or unwanted gas in the body is called exhalation. So these two processes combine make the respiratory system. The major gases which are going to, the major gases too, right? Which are going to exchange, there is oxygen and there is carbon dioxide. Oxygen will move toward and carbon dioxide will move outward. Here you have the structure of the respiratory system. So if someone asks you the main organ of the respiratory system, like the main organ of the respiratory system is heart. What is the main organ of the respiratory system? Lungs, right? Lungs are the main organs of the respiratory system because if you look, the exchange of gases will take place in the lungs. If you look like to the environment, so we take multiple gases as we breathe, right? Because there is how many percent oxygen in the atmosphere?
60. No, 30 or 23 and the 60 for nitrogen.
Okay, who can tell me exact?
It's divided into 70% or 60 to 70% nitrogen.
No, it's fixed. It is fixed. It's only 100%. Okay, for nitrogen, the atmosphere contain 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, and rest of the gases are 1%, right? The other major gas we have carbon dioxide, which is I think 0.4% or round about 0.4%. So these are the major gases present in the atmosphere. So if you are going to breathe, you will take in with oxygen, most probably nitrogen and carbon dioxide. So if you are going to we take nitrogen, right? But a point to which I'm coming, if you are going to breathe, so your nose do not have such sensor that it can filter. Your nose do not have filter for nitrogen and for carbon dioxide. Your pharynx do not have, your larynx do not have, right? Trachea do not have. The filter are present where? The filter are present in the lungs. So once these mixture of gases reach to the lungs, so So lung will receive only oxygen and it will repel or expel the rest of the gases like nitrogen, oxygen, or other if you took. Nitrogen, carbon dioxide, and any other if you took, so it will be expelled out to the environment. So the main organ for the respiratory system is lungs. Lungs are the main organ of respiratory system. On the other hand, if you look to the carbon dioxide, so carbon dioxide is produced in any cell of the body. You know this. Did you know this? That every cell of the body produces carbon dioxide. Inside our body, we have trillions of cells, and every cell is producing carbon dioxide. So this carbon dioxide will be taken by the blood to the lungs. So when it reaches the lungs, lungs will take that carbon dioxide from the blood, and lungs will give oxygen to the blood, and the blood will go back to the body, to the heart, and from heart to the body, right? And the carbon dioxide which the lungs take from the red blood cell, it will be expelled out from the body, right? So this is the entire cycle which will complete. Respiration means the process of the body and the environment, the exchange of gases between the body and the environment. The human respiratory inhale and release carbon dioxide into the air we exhale. So as I told you, from the environment we are taking carbon dioxide. To the environment we are giving oxygen. From the environment we are taking carbon dioxide and we are giving oxygen. Right?
No.
From the environment, we take oxygen.
Yes, exactly right. I said we are taking from the environment carbon dioxide. No, we are giving carbon dioxide. Right? But if we talk this, if we compare in case of the plant, so plant give oxygen and take carbon dioxide. But human take carbon dioxide and give. Human give oxygen. Human take oxygen, give carbon dioxide. Opposite. Blood, right? With the blood, and the blood will circulate it in the entire body. Okay, if you look to the parts, so parts are mentioned clearly here that it is nose, the major part, the first part, when you breathe in, so you take the gases to which part? To nose, nostril. This part is called nostril. Nostril is followed by what? Nostril is followed by the pharynx. Pharynx is followed by the larynx. And larynx is followed by the trachea, and then bronchus or trachea, tracheus, or bronchus, bronchioles, right? And later on it will be followed by the lungs, which are the last one. The last one, the most important organ of the respiratory system. They mention here epiglottis. Epiglottis.
What's it?
This part, if you look here, epiglottis, right? This. We studied it in the digestive system. Who can tell me? I also explained its function in the respiratory system.
Maybe the part that is the space of the.
It's not the part, it is the flipper, right? It is like lead. When you are eating, so it will close the trachea, the ear passageway. When you are eating or you are drinking. But when you are not drinking, so it will do what? It will close the food pipe. So if you are breathing,
Yeah, when you're breathing, it will close the.
it will close the food pipe, and if you are not breathing, it will breathing, so then it will close what? Then it will close the breathing. So one will be closed at a time and one will be open. And this will be regulated by what? This will be regulated by the epiglottis.
What is hiccups? What happens when you have hiccups? Hiccups.
What happens to hiccups?
How do they how do they make it?
Anyone who can cross answer him.
Why do hiccups happen?
Anyone who can answer him. Done.
Nobody can.
Nobody.
Okay. And the gas at the head of what makes the epiglottis which we have, right? It misbalance. Epiglottis misbalance. It misbalance, right? And sometimes it can produce severe pain.
What?
Severe pain. Yes.
What's severe?
Severe pain. Like if you are eating, the food will go to the trachea. Right? So it is famous. And besides this, it can cause cough. And for the hiccups, another reason is that sometimes if you look so come from the circulation from the sensory system. Right? So if you say anything like chill, so it comes we initiate. So once initiated, the right leg to just little what you can find. Okay, the first part of the digestive system is respiratory system. Which session is that?
I think 20.
No, we have 45 minutes session, right? Okay, we have time. No, 13 minutes. Okay. The first part of the respiratory system, that is nose. To keep lung tissue healthy, air enters the respiratory system must be filtered, moistened, and warmed. Nose will not filter the air too much, right? Now, if you look to the ears and the nose, right? It filter the dust, right? The initial filter, and beside this, another process that will warm the air. It make the air molecule warm, right? It heats it up. Next, here then the entrance to the nasal cavity start the filtering process by trapping large particles, right? So the hair which is present in the nose, it just hold the large particles from the gases we are going to take in. Incoming air is warm in the inner nasal cavity and sinuses, right? So when it is going to cross the sinuses, so these air molecules which are carbon dioxide, oxygen and some other molecules, so it will get warmed. Nasal cavity enter. Okay, the third point is these areas produce mucus that moisten the air and catch even more dust particles, right? So here in the nose we have mucous membrane, right? Mucous membrane. It will secrete the mucus. The function of the mucus is to moisturize, right? To make the molecules of oxygen or other gases wet, right? Moist. And beside it, it will make the particle to drop down. If there are any dust particles, if there are any impurities, right? But large particle. So it will also be filtered here. Air moves through the nose to a cavity at the back of the mouth called the pharynx. So now air from the nose will move to another cavity, right? The air will be filtered on the first stage, right? The air will be filtered for a slight or this time, just it will take a fraction of a second, right? Or 1 second, 2 seconds. So it will filter it, but just initial screening. Later on, it is going to move to the second part of the respiratory system, which is followed by the nose, right? Or nostril. That is called pharynx, right? Or we also call it throat, right? But the one which you can see here, not this one, right? Above this, we have two parts, which serve as a passageway for both air and food, right? So both of the food and air, it's travel from this. Right? Sometimes when you are suffering from flu, so due to the mucus, the nostril block, right? It happens. And the flu, mostly the nostril blocks. So how do you breathe in it? Like in flu, food flu, what happens? The mucus block the nostril, this part. Then how we are breathing? From the mouth, right? So if you are breathing from the mouth, if you are going to breathe from the mouth, it means that the pharynx the pharynx has a passageway between what? Between mouth and the nose. So we can check, we can breathe even by mouth. But breathing from the mouth has a side effect. Like we are. Huh? Why it comes? Why it comes? What is the reason it comes? Like if someone is smoking.
Yes, because there's no filters like
There is no filters. If you look in the nose, so in the nose we have proper filters. Dust are filtering, different particles are filtering. But if you're taking it with mouth, no filter, right? There is no filter. If there was filter in the mouth, so then there were no side effect for smoking, right? But there is no filter, so if someone is smoking, so he will suffer from lung cancer at any stage of life. Now the next part from the pharynx is the air moves from the pharynx into the trachea and we can say into the larynx or windpipe. When you swallow food or liquid, a plug of tissue called epiglottis cover the entrance to the trachea, ensuring that the food or liquid gets into the esophagus. So if you are going to eat the food, so in that time the epiglottis will close the entrance of the windpipe, right? Or we can say the trachea. But when you are going to breathe, so at that time it will close the food pipe. So at one time, either the food pipe will open or either the windpipe will open. So one will be open at a time. Mucus and cilia in the trachea continue to trap and help particles, right? Cilia and mucus is present in the trachea, right? This part. This present here. This part and down. So it is present there and it can do the process of filtration till the end. Between the pharynx and the trachea is the larynx, which contain two highly elastic folds of tissue known as vocal cord. Right? Vocal cord. Who have book? Check. Do we have this? No one. Okay. If you look. Of 10 minutes. Okay, between the pharynx and the trachea. If you look to the pharynx and the trachea, right, here is a larynx, right? And that larynx contain two highly elastic folds, and that highly elastic fold tissue are known as vocal cord. When muscle pull the vocal cord together, the air move between them cause the cord to vibrate and produce sound, right? When the air is going to cross or pass, going to cross or pass the vocal cord, so it will produce sound. To produce what? It will produce sound. The next part and the major part of the respiratory system we have is what? It is lungs. Right? From the trachea, air moves into the two large tube in the chest cavity called bronchi, right? The one which entered one lung and the one that on the left, right to the left lungs and on the right it's entered to the right lungs. So it has two bronchi, right? Each bronchi leads to one lungs, one bronchi, and it is what? It is trachea which divides into the bronchus, right? And further inside the lungs, it will divide into bronchioles, right? Bronchi and bronchioles. So further sub-branches it has inside the lungs, it is called bronchioles. Within each lungs, the large bronchus divide into smaller bronchi, which lead to even smaller passageway called bronchioles. As I told you, that this will further divide into what? This will further divide into some small branches or some small passageway, which are called bronchioles. Bronchi and bronchioles are surrounded by smooth muscle controlled by the autonomic nervous system that regulate the size of the air passageway, right? Bronchi and bronchioles, it will be regulated by what? It will be regulated, or the size will be regulated by the autonomic nervous system that are going to regulate the size of what? That are going to regulate the size of the passageway. The bronchioles continue to divide until they end at a series of tiny air sac called alveoli, right? So the bronchi will be divided into bronchioles and bronchioles will further divide into small bronchioles. Till which time? till it ends in a sac-like structure called alveoli, right? Where the exchange of material, the exchange of gases will take place. Alveoli are a group in a cluster like a branches or braids, a network of capillaries surround each alveolus, right? One is called alveolus and all of them are called alveoli. So these alveoli will be surrounded by the capillaries, and we know that the function of capillary is what? To exchange the material. Mean which material? Carbon dioxide with oxygen, right? So this is alveoli where the exchange of material, the exchange of gases like carbon dioxide and oxygen will take place. If you have any questions, you can ask. Apart from this, we have gas exchange. We will study it in the next lesson.